record us at a time where you see what spiritual reality is really about. Spontaneous. It's not like we record anything. We just, at the time, whatever it is, whatever we want to talk about, something that maybe you want to talk about. You asked me about,
the ceremony.
Ceremonies, and so
well, you got the logs
that
there.
vibe of that word ceremony gave me this song, and that's how the spiritual reality works.
Oh, you just came up with that song then?
Yeah, that just happened, just like
okay,
that's what
all right.
spiritual reality is about. It's spontaneous, just like that. At any given time, any subject we want to talk about, we'll talk about it in a song.
Well, that fits perfectly with Straight from the Streets.
That's
Straight
right.
from the Streets is spontaneous. Nothing
Right,
is
and that's
scripted.
so that's what I'm saying. No rehearsals. We asked about ceremonies, and that's what came out.
Now, how often do you have a ceremony with the fire?
Whenever so desired. No given time. That's spontaneous. Everything is spontaneous. So it's just, and that's what being a goddess is all about. Is there's no time for me to do anything. I do whatever it is, whenever I want, at whatever time that it is that I need to do.
So there's,
say if someone was running down the street and shooting, I need to go in the house.
Makes sense.
No need to think and stop and go, who's getting shot? I don't care. All I have to gun in the house.
So there's no time of the month for the ceremony with the fire whenever?
No, any religious doctrine and that, so where religious doctrines are for, frankly speaking, for minor minds that need that to tell them what to do all the time. Because there was a need for that at a time for people. There was a need for that. But now is not the time. There's no need for that anymore. Because you have to elevate your mind, yourself, to be above that. It's just like being a child. When you get 18, you're grown. That means you're supposed to know everything there is to know to care for yourself and take care of yourself. Even though you are still part of the whole. And that's, basically.
Now, you informed me about some jewelry and things like that you folks will have for sale.
Yes,
take a look
bracelets here. My mother,
Very
she
beautiful.
is a genius, I tell you. And my children makes these bracelets too. But all these on my arm, my mother, she makes the headbands. She calls the circuit bracelets.
Now, do you have any kind of
American.
Native American?
Yes.
Do you have any kind of a website you sell that on?
Well, that would be to my mother if she so desired. These are like special people, and it's like you almost have to be asked. It's like my mother she would just have to say, okay, do you desire a bracelet? That's how she sells them.
Okay.
So it's not like she'd be on a website.
Yeah, you can say, well, I desire a bracelet, and I would say, well, what are your colors? Because these are spiritual bracelets, and so they are made and they come with my blessings as a mother, and they make them in your spiritual colors because, when you look at them all day, your favorite colors, and they're supposed to light and lift you up. See, that's the purpose of it. So they are made by order. So if someone asks for a bracelet, then the first thing I want to know is what color would you like, and then you take it from there. Although I do make some things, just for sale, and they usually go pretty fast. And then my family,
I see your mom's got is that a Jewish on her forehead?
They call it the Star of David, I think.
It's called the Star of David, and the Jewish are the last ones to use this symbol. This symbol is the H&O symbol. It actually is the sign of man.
That's the original.
The 6 points is the 6 points of man.
The two beings, the male and the female, the upper world and the lower world, the spiritual world and the physical world. That's what that really represents. And so, and over the period of time, other cultures have adopted that. Even the Chinese and the Japanese also use that same very symbol. And also the symbol of the swastika, that people think that's the original symbol or the original meaning of it, but it's not.
What, the swastika?
The swastika is very ancient.
That's
the way
the
back.
backward symbol of the wheel of life.
Well,
If you
it
look at the
goes
wheel
all
of
the way-
life, it's a backwards.
Yeah, you could say that. It goes all the way back to Egypt, and in Egypt times, what a lot of people didn't know what Hitler was using it for was it also represents the dark sun.
Well, he
It's
was definitely,
magic, and he's
yeah.
into magic and all that stuff like that. So a lot of people don't even really know. When he started to march, it became the cross of motion, and it's used to destroy and conquer, and that's what that as a swastika, because it has another meaning of going the other way. So it has another meaning, and the other meaning in the dark sun, and it has a lot that goes all the way back to Egypt, and a lot of ancient people use that symbol as well as the ancient.
The swastika?
The ancient Manchus used that symbol too, the swastika, in the priesthood.
Well, I didn't know. I
So
thought that he was the one that the Nazis came up with that.
No,
No?
they adopted that. See, Hitler was into the ancient Jewish. He was into Hebrew. He was into all of that. That's what he was. Hitler, as I understand it, mother was Jewish, really. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And,
Part
yeah,
Jewish.
and so he had the thing about he wanted to create what he called a pure Aryan race, going back to the blue-eyed, blonde-haired European. So, but Hitler was so intelligent. He knew about a lot of those symbols. They had
I don't know
very
how
strong
intelligent he
meanings.
was, but
Oh yeah, he was intelligent.
He
but
could
a lot
talk.
of psychopaths are intelligent too. So, matter of fact, most psychopaths are very intelligent.
well, that was one of the darkest eras in the of
But
all
yeah,
mankind.
you can look that information up. It's right out there about the swastika and the original. Even the Native Americans, a lot of them use that sign. So, but not as a swastika.
The swastika.
Just as the cross as well, but it doesn't have the same meaning.
Okay.
Like the cross in the Native American, it would mean the four directions, the spirits of the four directions. That's what that symbol means. So it means something different to a lot of different people. But if we take it back onto its ancient times, then we can go back and say what was it used as originally, as far as back as man, or what knowledge of our stories that we do have.
So the swastika was around during the pyramid
the
time?
swastika was around in ancient Egyptian times. If you study or know anything about Egyptian ethology, you will find that symbol.
The swastika. Okay. Well, how about the wheel of life? Where did that? That's the opposite direction.
That's just astrology. That's the wheel of astrology. That's what astrology is all about.
Well, that's the opposite way, though.
Of astrology, and the opposite direction is the ages. The ages is the wheel turning opposite, because when you go to the ages, you go opposite. Like we just coming out of the age of Pisces, and we're going into the age of Aquarius instead of the age of Aries. Because in the wheel of life, the ages run backwards according to the signs and the stars in the sky, say from Aries to Pisces. The ages run the opposite way, and so that's where that comes from.
Now, the bracelets you have on, do they have any kind of power to them?
Oh yeah, of course. Everything has power when you give it power. That's the key. You give whatever it is power. You either give power or you take power away. And that's what it is.
Are they protective?
Yes, everything. These bracelets are everything that I am. And so they energize me who I am.
You got a lot of them.
Oh yes, and these are the colors because I like all colors. So, they energize me. They represent my peoples.
Well, years back, a shaman offered to make me an omelet. I mean, not was it amulet? Amulet for protection, and I told him I didn't think I needed that, but probably because I didn't think there's anything behind it. But
see, that's what it is. You didn't energize it, so there was nothing.
no, he didn't make me one. I didn't.
See, but this is my point. You energize whatever. You energize that camera. The camera is nothing without you energizing it to make it work. That's anything. That hat's nothing sitting on a shelf unless you energize it, putting it on your head. Then people see that, and when they see that, it's a nice hat. energize anything that you can see and do within your senses on this third dimensional plane that we live in.
Well, they got Kirlian photography now. That for the aura, supposedly they can take a picture of
You
it.
know what? There's some people need that. You know, some people can see an aura, your aura.
I've met
So,
some people.
You know,
Yeah.
you know, that's very easily. So, you know, I can see everyone, and anyone, it's really, anyway, that's as far as I want to go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Well,
Goddess can't give up all her stuff. I'll just say
Well, we want to
things
know
that-
all the secrets.
Well, I
there'll
can't
be-
tell any secrets. I can only tell what is to be known. And that's what I bring. Whatever it is that needs to be known, if I have it in me, I will let it be known. It is my purpose to give my people what it is that they need. I'm not selfish about it, and I'm not about any money or materialistic gains from any of this. So that's not what I'm about. I'm not about that at all. So,
Okay.
you know, by the way, did I tell you that I got fired at the Tyrone Lewis gym?
How come?
Well, that doesn't mean that you can't go back in there and
No,
work
that's
out.
beautiful. I'm glad I did because I really wanted to go with you guys at the other gym anyway, and I needed more time once. I needed more time once I started working.
Yeah, when
again
you want to
in the
go,
daytime.
AJ, since you don't go to work until 3 now, bring the goddess along. We'll go to the gym.
What you do with this thing? Oh,
These are some of the lovely things that my artist mother has made. Isn't that nice?
Yes, sir.
It looked like it'd take a lot of work to make that.
Yes, yes.
It's
You
my
had another
grandson.
side like that.
Here, Amy.
You could put stuffing.
This is made for Barack and his family. I seen some of the pages you did. This is some of the stuff that I did.
Now, with that right there, with the bracelets, do you have any kind of a spiritual or psychic abilities?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Or you don't want to give away your secrets?
Well, that's saying that someone has a psychic ability. It's not really a secret because a lot of people know that there are people who have psychic abilities.
How much do
And
these run?
I would say that I'm in tune with myself and I have a direct connection with the mother of the universe. Once you go to know who you are and connect and be true to yourself and know all of your faults and strive to move forward and past the evils that you've done in your life, and you recognize that, and you deactivate that Willie Lynch chip in your mind within the incarceration of that mind within the United States of America as being a Native American, you know, and knowing the atrocities that my people had gone through, and understanding, not faulting the European for what he have done, but understanding that everything is just in the universe. Everything. And you have to understand, you got to know that what you did was wrong, and you had to be punished for that. So now everything that goes around comes around. So when, excuse me, so when you realize what happened to your people, that it was the fault of our ancestors and the atrocities that our ancestors have done, even towards other people, as people don't even know, or it's not been taught, even by Europeans, that these things had to come back onto you. And when they come back onto you, they come back on 10 or 100 times worse than the previous. Now, in the age of Aquarius, for all the European domination and control in the world and whatever the sadistic and terrible things they've done, now is their time in the revolution, in the evolution, that now they must face their payback.